One of the most frequently asked questions I get in working with people looking at their brain dominance data is, what is it that best describes how senior executives think? Are there secrets to understanding what we might call the quote-unquote C-level brain, CEO, CFO, COO, etc.? Are there characteristics that I can learn? And especially if you are looking at interactions that you might be having with people in the boardroom, or even if you're just looking at your own development, how can I be more effective? You have some things I think that you can learn from looking at our data. So what we have discovered is that this senior executive, quote unquote, C-level thinker is often more whole-brained in terms of their thinking style preferences than others in our database. What does that mean? That means that they have preferences that are more natural, that span the 4 quadrants of the whole brain model. And you can learn the 4 secrets of that C-level brain by understanding what I have observed to be some of the things that they do really well that are keys to their success. So, first thing to look at and understand is their goal focus. And it's not 150 goals that they focus on. They are very clear about their top 3, and they know what those are, and they are focused on making sure that that happens. So I invite you to think about, what are your top 3 critical objectives and goals? And if you have more than 3, then chances are none of them are going to get done necessarily in the order that they need to get done. So focus on your top 3 and be very, very clear and capture those and keep those top of mind as you look at all of your planning for the week. Make sure that they're visible so that you can see them and that you don't forget what they are. One of the other things that C-level thinkers do really, really well is they make sure that they take strategic thinking breaks. What does that mean? Well, they do not lose sight of the big picture. And this is really important, especially in today's world where we've got information coming at us, flowing at us nonstop. And you can get trapped in the weeds, so to speak, of just reacting to all the stuff that's hitting your plate. And then you find yourself at the end of the day going, where did my day go? Maybe that's something that you've experienced. So one of the ways that you really can battle against this is to actually schedule a strategic thinking break where you step back and you take, even if it's only 10 minutes in your day, to stop reacting, to shut down all of those systems, maybe even take a walk, look out the window, do something that changes your perspective, and get back in touch with the big picture. Think about what's happening around you. And make sure that you take a few notes as you're doing that, because chances are there may be some things going on that you need to be paying attention to. And when you get too stuck in the day-to-day and all those details, you lose sight of that. So keep the big picture in mind by taking a strategic thinking break. Another thing that I have found particularly useful in my role as a CEO is making sure that I am paying attention to those key relationships that are critical to my success. And there's a great way to do that, and that is to create your own relationship map. Who are the people in your world who are critical to your professional success? That might include some people who are part of your personal world as well, so don't exclude them. And then make sure that as you look at those people who are most critical, are you attentive to those relationships? Are you spending time? Are you really making sure that those relationships are as up to date as they need to be? So managing key relationships is something that I have found to be a very important secret. And when I actually did my first relationship map, I realized that there was a critical person that I had actually not spoken to in 8 months. And somehow the 8 months had flown by and I thought, wow, this is a person I need to be managing the relationship with a little more closely. They're too important to our success. And finally, and you may have picked up on this, really good senior executives, they know how to make execution happen. And they don't get caught off guard by things that don't get executed well. And this requires either your being very organized or making sure that you have systems that are organized around you, and then looking at how you can monitor that execution in a way that ensures that it happens very well. So chances are you're doing some of this pretty well already. And based on your mental preferences, maybe some of it seems really obvious to you. Like, well, yeah, sure, of course I'm organized. Or, well, yeah, I naturally take a strategic thinking break during my day. Or, man, relationships are critical to me, so I would never let that happen. Or, I have my top 3 goals right out there. But if you do all 4, I have found that those are the true secrets to senior level, C-level success. And you can think like a CEO or a senior exec and enhance your success if you just pay attention to those 4 things. Good luck.